Hey there! In this video, we are diving into how to promote self-care in the workplace, especially when the workplace is your own home. All right, moms, listen up because a lot of you are running home-based businesses while you're raising your kids. This is for you. How do we promote self-care in that workplace? Hi, I'm Dr. Paul Jenkins. I'm a positivity psychologist. And you might be wondering, is that even a thing? Yes, it is. When I started into psychology a couple of decades ago, I got the traditional training as a psychotherapist. And I practiced traditional psychotherapy for about the first 15 years of my career. After which, I made a shift into positive psychology. Here's what I've learned in that experience. Your mindset matters. Oh, it matters. A whole lot more than a lot of people think that it does. In fact, mindset is the foundation of self-care. So when we talk about self-care in the workplace, especially when the workplace is your own home, one of the first things we have to do is go to a level that I call metacognition. Now that's a fancy psychobabble word, and maybe you've never heard it before, and that's okay. We make up words in psychology. It makes us feel smart. And this is one of them, metacognition. So cognition means thinking. And if we put that right here at this level, metacognition is a higher level. It's thinking about thinking. Do you notice that you can do this? And be careful with it, you can hurt yourself. But metacognition is what allows us to go to a level of choice. Think about this. Metacognition creates a space. In that space is where choice exists. And that's because awareness precedes choice. Until you're aware of it, you don't have any choice. So that's really important as we take a look at what our mind is doing. Your mental framing of what's going on in your home, also known as your workplace, your thoughts about it, your narrative about it matters. The very same task can feel draining or elevating depending on your story about it. That's why the positivity model is at the heart of self-care. Now, when I refer to the positivity model, I mean a very specific model that I've developed through my career. In fact, go to the URL on the screen, drpauljenkins.com/themodel, and I will put a color copy of this in a brief little description right into your inbox so that you can refer back to it. Here's what this is all about. Our brain is constantly doing two things. Well, more than two, but these two are really important. I call them evaluation and creation. You'll see when you get a copy of the model that the evaluation part's on the bottom, the creation part's on the top. Evaluation is judgment. Okay, evaluation's a nicer word, but I invite you to notice, turn on the metacognition and notice that you are constantly judging, aren't you? Yeah, you are. And so am I. We do this as humans. We're constantly judging ourselves, our business, our kids, our downline, our neighbors, the weather, the economy, the government. We're judging all the time. Just notice that. For you to be aware of it, remember awareness precedes choice? It puts you back into a position of being able to choose what direction you're going to take that judgment. Let's start with a really basic one, okay? My kids are driving me crazy. That is a thought. It's not your circumstance. Your circumstance is whatever your kids are doing, what they're actually doing. My kids are driving me crazy is a thought. Now, what if I were to introduce a little alternative thought to you? Wait, what? You have kids? Okay, now what just changed in your mind? It's like, yeah. And sometimes people will roll their eyes and they're like, okay, Dr. Paul, I know. It's a blessing to have these children. Well, is it? is it? And what you think about that matters because it changes your energy. Notice the subtle shift from frustration to gratitude. Did you notice? That's important because whatever energy we develop as we judge our life, our circumstances, our team, our business, that energy is what we take to creation mode. Because creation is all about what is to be. And that doesn't exist yet. We haven't created it yet. So all we can do right now is imagine it. And we don't know. How are you doing next week? You don't know. What are your numbers going to look like next month? You don't know. You've got predictions, don't you? Oh yeah, you can predict. You can anticipate. You can even plan. And you've got something to do with it, but you don't know. So all you can do is imagine. What happens when you imagine or predict or expect that what's coming is even worse than what you've already got? See, that is anxiety. That's 30 years of clinical experience in a nutshell. When we anticipate or expect that what's coming is worse, we feel anxiety. How do you feel if you anticipate or expect or predict that what's coming is even better than what you've already got? How do you feel? This, my friend, is hope. And hope is the number one preventative factor for suicide. I share that with you because this has life-changing and potentially life-saving implications. It matters what we think. So get that tool into your hands. And I'm going to provide it for you. Go to drpauljenkins.com/themodel. I'll put this in your hands. And I do full trainings on this too. We can talk about that if you want. Get the tools on board so that you can create this environment that allows you to take care of yourself in the workplace. Now, one other note before I turn you loose today, and that is, let's give up the perfectionism. You know, I used to wear that as a badge of honor. And then I figured out, no, that's driving me nuts. It's not about perfection. It's about rhythm and energy. And you're going to make mistakes and you're going to fall short of whatever impossible standards you set for yourself. If you were able to simply create some habits. Habits, in my mind, are the repetitive actions that we commit to on a daily basis that move us closer to our goal. And even a small movement, repeated regularly as a daily habit or ritual or rhythm, can make a huge difference. I would suggest, for example, every day listing 5 gratitude items. You've done a gratitude journal before, right? 5 gratitude items that you're sincerely grateful for from that day or in the part of your life that is causing you some challenges. It might be your parenting, it might be your work, your business, your team. Find the gratitude in that. And what that does is it opens up a more positive evaluation, which allows you to take a more positive, creative energy forward into whatever it is that you want to accomplish. That simple hack can make all of the difference. In fact, if you'll just try it for 5 days, write down 5 things that you're grateful for every day for the next 5 days and just see what happens energetically. This is all about self-care, and you will then be able to model that for your team, for your kids, for everyone around you. Now, I've mentioned this a few times, but really this is the most powerful tool that I have, especially for entrepreneurs and for moms who are running a home-based business. Get this into your hands. Once again, the URL is on the screen, drpauljenkins.com/themodel. I've got you, and you've got this.